Good morning, welcome to a new vlog. This morning I'm back in the sort of Padley Gorge area, northwest of the Peak District. I'm just below a place called Higger Tor. Now Higger Tor is over that way. I've been up there before, and it's I think it's a place for sunrises if I'm not mistaken. There ain't none of that today. Today we have a pudding factor 5 cloud. It is grey and it is flat, and of course it presents a heck of a challenge for landscape photography. But my erstwhile companion Craig Yates of Craig Yates Photography insisted on pain of death that I come out. Do you know what? I've just realised as well, I forgot to put me midge spray on. And this is notorious for it here. I may actually go back and get it. I think I will. I've got about half an hour before Craig arrives. Well, at least half an hour because he's never on time. But yeah, the idea is we're gonna explore the heather. The heather is in bloom now in the Peak District. If you saw my last vlog up at the Roaches where we did have a sunrise and that kind of thing, I think I mentioned a few weeks ago that I felt it was turning. Saw a few patches here and there. We're also seeing sign of fern browning off. Now that's almost certainly, I'm going to head back towards the road and get my mid spray. We're seeing signs of the fern browning off. One of my followers commented that up at Cannock Chase that was what was happening. But of course it's been very dry in the UK, so it could be an element of that the ecology has decided, oh yeah, this is just too much. We think we'll start going to sleep for autumn now. So we'll see how that works out. But it's a positive sign that autumn's going to come, that we're going to see some colour while the weather is still good enough to enjoy it. You know, so not freezing cold, hopefully not pissing down with rain, and that maybe we'll get some of those interesting misty mornings that we love, that we crave. Which is quickest way this way. So I'm now on the road. So I'm going to go back. I've got to get my mid spray because it can be lethal out there, and nothing will cut short a photographic journey quicker than a million insects biting the crap out of you. So back in a minute. Just on my way back now. This road is incredibly busy. It's not quite 6:30, and there's been constant traffic. Super busy. Yeah, I was going to go in up the top, change my mind. The sign that said bull in field, I thought, I don't think I will. So I'm going to where I originally wanted to park, which will cause great hilarity to Craig because I told him, yeah, absolutely, we'd be able to park there. And we can't. For some reason, they've locked it off. For some Christ knows why reason, they've locked it off. So I'm heading down that way because I know the walk, I know which way I'm going, and I also know there's some nice little rock features that I'd heather a year ago, and I took a few shots with my iPhone back then. I wasn't geared up for it, I was just having a walk, reconnaissance. So yeah, gonna go there, see what that's like. Wow man, there's not much pavement to walk on here, considering how much traffic there is. Jesus, grim. And then I'll probably hang on, see what time his lordship is going to get here. While I'm stood here doing nothing, I thought I'd point out to the left of where I'm going over there, is what you might think of as the other side of Padley. It's part of the Longshore estate, but Padley Gorge, if you follow this trail all the way over there, that's where you normally find us clowns. Me, Craig, and all the other people with cameras will be over there with Burbage Brook and Dancing Oaks and all that sort of malarkey. Whereas this is, and I'm not phrasing this properly, just woodland. So it doesn't mean it's not amazing, I'm sure it is, but it's the path less travelled. And I have been through, and I literally went through. I didn't find anything to photograph. It doesn't mean that there isn't anything there. Remember, we're all different. We all see things differently. But perhaps with the autumn colours, my alarm telling me to get out of bed. Perhaps with the autumn colours, it's going to be different. So it's one for the recce, one to check out. But I've got so many things on my list for autumn, which I'm sure we'll talk about as we go through this walk towards, where are we going today? I said just below Higgator. Well, it's actually because there's a thing called Carl Walk. So I'll put that on the screen so you can see. I don't know much about it, and I could be wrong on this because I literally skimmed through because Craig said, do you want to go here? And I went, I think it might have been the site of a hill fort. So while I'm waiting for him, I'll maybe sit down and do a bit of reading, find out if there's any information I can give you. But what it is to me is a hill. There's a hill that way, which I'm not really looking forward to going up, and I'm hoping Craig doesn't want to as well. But along the trail, we should get some photography of heather, and just I think there's some nice stone outcroppings that can have heather positioned on it. So this is going to be, because of the flat sky, this is perfect by the way, because of the flat dull sky, I want to try and keep my photography low. I want to avoid the sky as much as possible, and that can often mean taking more intimate personal shots, small things, little corners, particular shrubs, that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm looking forward to today. And the idea is to try and make today worth the effort. I'm going to love it no matter what. I'm in the Peak District. It's going to be beautiful, but it's always nice if you can just say, and on that day I took this photograph, and you've got something nice to show off to people and monetize. Some lovely rocks for me to sit on over here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit here and get a bit of footage of the destination, or at least the place we're going to approach. Don't know if we're going up it yet. I know Craig will want to go up. I know he will. He'll get all fidgety and excited because he wants to go up a hill. Bilbo's just messaged me, so he should be ambling down now, along with Sam, ready to head to Mordor. Mordor. I'm going to film him arriving, just because I'm bored. And just while we're waiting for him, bugs, midges all over the place, and because I've put that, whatever it's called, on, no bugs. I can't believe how well it works. I was up at Roaches the other day and walked through a particularly heathery bit, and there were clouds of them, and I didn't get one bite, not one bite. So I don't know how this stuff works. I believe it's something to do with smell, not sure. I might look that up, but it works for me anyway, at least. I'm not saying I never get bit. I mean, if I miss a little bit, but it seems to work. Now, I'd be very, very interested if people who say go to Scotland, which is notorious for these fuckers, if you've put this stuff on, there's various brands. I'm not going to go into that. Oh, there he is. If you've gone to Scotland, say, where it's really, really rough, I mean, it can get rough in the Peak, trust me. Have you had a result? Has it been good? Let me know. I'm keen to know. And if you've got brands that you recommend, mine's just from Go Outdoors. There he is. You kidding? Oh, he's doing it to camera thing, I think. You on camera? Wanker! Why, twat. Yeah, that's not cones though, is it? Yeah, but you see if... He told me it was coned off. I hate it when he's right. Just catching you on video for posterity. Craig Yates, ladies and gentlemen. Photography's cure to insomnia.
My past few weeks I've not been too bloody good.
No one cares. Right, so Craig has arrived.
Don't record that bit.
I'm already as pleasant as I ever am.
Yeah, there's no change.
And yes, I was right. I told you, didn't I? He wants to go up that fucking thing there. So that'll be deep joy. Oh, remember I was saying about rocks and heather? Look at that, eh? That's lovely, isn't it?
Grey into the pink.
So just to give you a quick rundown, I said to Craig, I'd done this walk before, and one of the things that stood out, and I think I mentioned it about a few minutes ago, is that there's lots of just rocks, singular rocks, and the heather is positioned nicely on some of them. So those intimate shots, I think we may find one here. I think that's where we're going to get a lot of the joy today. If we do go up to the top of this thing,
Yeah, we're going up.
then I'm sure we'll get some actual like 15 to 35 landscape shots. Oh, deep joy. Can't wait for that. Craig's trying to convince me that the cloud is going to improve. I've never heard such bollocks in all my life. But he's a real optimist, is Craig. He's great to walk with because he's full of hope and joy and all things good. And I'm like, duh. What?
Got braking light over there.
There's no braking light over there, mate. There's literally no braking lights over there. What are you looking at?
30 miles.
Someone got a torch.
30 mile away there is.
You can't see 30 miles. Ooh, gazelle-like. Craig's doing his 2 camera stuff, so I thought might as well break mine out and try and ruin his shot. This isn't as bad a walk up as I thought, actually. It's quite steady, although looks like a steep bit's coming, as you can imagine when you're nearing the top. Yeah, no change in the weather. Flat, 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 flat. And I'm gonna repeat, the big rocks with stuff around them and on them. I'll probably do it when I'm coming back down, although I'm not sure there's even a chance of rain. Just feels like it could rain. That would be bad. Anyway, I'll carry on. Made it to the top. Quite lovely, actually. As soon as I came over the little ridge of rocks, I went, oh, nice, windy. Sorry if the sound's not great. Hopefully it will be. I'll keep my back to it. Let the dead cat do its job. Lots of heather on the ground, looking good. Well, it wouldn't be in the air, would it? Lots of clumps of heather, looking good. So, and I prefer this, where it's just a field of purple. I mean, those shots are fine in and of themselves, but they're not really, they don't have character for me. So I love all these rocks. We've got some buttes. And then little patches all around. And then there's the view. The view is, as you would expect, sweeping. We are actually a bit walled off on the left hand side. And I say the left, it's very arbitrary, it's my left. So you've got this top of the hills all the way around. So that's going to kill any vista shot that way. There's some nice greenery over there and a bit of a dip into a valley, but it's so hazy with low cloud that it's not quite low enough to make it interesting. So that's out. Over here we've got the back of that ridge there, and again heather all over the place, but it's not really doing it for me. So this is where it's, oh, and Higator I think is at the back of us there. I think that's Higator, not a name you want to get wrong. Let's just have a quick walk. But I'm seeing lots of the shots I mentioned earlier, lots of little shots, lots of rocks where we can mostly ignore the sky. So I imagine I'm going to do quite a few shots looking down, maybe across, but with a grouped bunch of things behind the rocks. And again, all to sort of take the attention away from a very dull, flat sky. So it isn't the end of the world, and I'm harping on about it, bitching about it, but it can be overcome, I think is what I'm saying. I mean, who's to say these would look any different in bright sunshine? Well, they would look different, but I mean, it doesn't mean I get a composition. But if these clouds were a bit moodier, a bit broken, a bit patchy, some shape to them, that would be wonderful. I don't think there's much hope of it. Craig seems convinced there's going to be, I don't know, eclipse of the sun or something. He's so excited, but he's absolutely wrong. So we'll see. Could be. I'll edit this if I'm wrong. Okay, now I've done a few little intimate shots, and I've had my iPhone out. Fantastic for this kind of thing, where you're just taking a few snaps, let's say. And the idea of those is, one, it's good social media fodder, but also it gives me ideas of captures. I look at it, I think, okay, that might work, and then it's worth getting my gear out. When you're climbing up something and it's awkward, the last thing you want to do is get all your gear out just to take a crap shot that had no potential in the first place. So I strongly recommend phone. Just get your phone out, do a few shots, study them, and think, yeah, okay, it's worth it. It wasn't. Now what I'm going to do at the moment is just get sort of one of the first big shots lined up. I've set my recording gear so that hopefully you'll pretty much see what I'm seeing. It'll be slightly different, of course, but it saves me having to film my camera or do stuff through the lens. So I'm going to swing it round now and you can see what I'm looking at. Nice, isn't it? Good being up here.
Refreshing.
Yeah. My nipples are a bit hard.
I've just watched the video on the back of the camera and the colours are quite nice.
They're lovely. Yeah.
The greens and the
it's all mixed. Yeah, it's mixed.
I think going maybe F8 will really make them stand out against that.
Oh, it's almost as if that's where I recommended.
Now let's have a little look.
So I'll tell you what I did. I'll show you what I did, Craig. Watch a mastering work. Watch the dancing in action, okay? So I get all this from dancing. At first you think you've got your leading line here. It's not just this heather, it's these rocks as well. And over here, it isn't quite as strong, and especially you see branches out there and you could lose it. But what we have here is a line, an interesting line, because it's also got a heather hat on it. So that leads into this, which goes directly to my bad boy. Also got clumps of heather. Now, I know what you're thinking, yeah, but a 24mm lens, probably quite wide, is there going to be enough interest once you get past Higator? Well, yeah, of course there is, because just on the left-hand side, you've got these interesting rocks as well.
I'm thinking of a slight pano, actually.
Yeah, pano would be good. Pano would work. Don't need it when you've got a wide lens, of course, which you never have.
24 is wide enough.
I think 24 is wide enough. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of handheld, going to wander around, do some handheld stuff. It's very difficult to film me doing handheld unless I set it up, which I'm not going to do because it's just fake. So I'll wander, I'll take some shots and I'll put them up, and then we can all agree that I looked really interesting whilst on my knees doing handheld. And that's the idea. The reason for the handheld is I'm going to get down on my knees quite a bit to get, I showed in the last vlog where getting down with the heather really produces great results, I think, arguably. Take a look at the last vlog, let me know what you think. But that's what I'm going to do now, and I can't be asked to film it, so we're done. So I've got a couple of tips to give you, believe it or not. First one is, because I'm handheld and I don't really want to push the shutter speed up too much because of the restrictions of light, because it's quite dull, what I do is I put it on rapid shutter. So I do get a couple of chances of getting it without the grass waving like that. So just a recommendation, it just helps that little bit if you've got a few shots to go at. You can be as steady as you like, but sometimes the grass is just going to flutter in front of your lens and it can ruin your shot. I can't even remember what the other tip was, but this works for me, I find. Alright, so I've done my little walk around bit, that was fun. Craig pointed this out, so I'm going to give him credit. He spotted some beautiful golden fern nestled by a rock, and he was absolutely right, bang on, that the colours are really, really good and you can get them really vibrant. I didn't take the same shot. I wanted to take a better one, obviously. So if I just come around here, I just came a bit further around because I think he was absolutely right. That is very bright. So to me, that's a bit of a centerpiece, because there are other fern that are browned off and they're not quite as bright. So I thought if I could get a bit more in front of it, it wouldn't be as stark, if that makes sense. So hopefully you can see on the footage how beautiful it is. And it doesn't have to be an epic vista to be wonderful. Anyway, so that shot coming up right now. It's getting really breezy now and it's cooled down considerably. I've put my top on. Craig is still waiting for the sun to come out apparently, but we've got real low cloud pushing this way, although the wind's changed direction, so God knows what's going on. But moaning about the weather aside, I'm still getting, I think, some really nice shots. Hopefully, you know, I won't know till I get home and we get them into the studio, fire up Affinity and see what's going on. But the bits of fern with the gold in have proven to be lovely. I think I've got one nice shot for sure. And then I was looking at this clump of heather here. Let's just bring this around, see if you can see. This little clump of heather has got bits of green. This is the nice thing, is that nothing is too much. It's not all one colour. So you've got bits of green, bits of yellow, bits of gold, like that. And even the heather itself, there's purple and there's lilac, and it's just catching those subtle differences in colour and then set off against the rocks, which have also got their own gradients of colour. The white, I think it's lichen on there, I guess, and then the striations from the weather as well. I think it all makes for nice little close-up shots. I've done a few with one rock as the predominant feature, but then towards the back, normally not sharp, I've let it, you know, be blurred out a little bit. That's helped to just make the image interesting, but all the attention is on the foreground, and then there's a bit of background just to set it off. I'm going to do a few more shots like that, I would guess. Oddly enough, I've not incorporated Hygge Tor much, and that's quite simply because at the moment it's big, it's green and grey, and there's a haze across it as well, so it's just not that interesting really to me right now. So I'm going to walk along the path and see if there's a few more shots. I would imagine we're getting close to wrapping because it is cold, and no doubt we'll do a few shots as we go back down the path, because we did see some nice stuff on the way up. But there's a few more of these interesting rock features I want to capture. There's one just around here. In fact, you know, I keep forgetting that this thing can follow me. There's one just here. I'm sure that she's photographed a great deal. It looks over, there's a field of conifers down there. It's very green, but then that's fine because this is the focus, this is what we're paying attention to. So all that acts as a nice multi-toned backdrop, and that's great. I think that's about it really. I'm going to do a few more shots. And then, oh, I want to say thank you, Tom. Tom is a new member. So I've got channel memberships now. It costs about £3 for normal people. Super special people with fantastic abilities and skill sets pay a little bit extra. They pay £5. What it does is it supports me in paying for the fuel to come out and do these things and hopefully give you 10 to 20 minutes of entertainment. And there's a few things going on to that members only channel. So first of all, you get to see them in advance. There's a few things that are going to be members only that'll be on there. I'm just editing one right now, so you get to see the first of that type of video, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Members, look out for that. Meanwhile, yeah, that's enough pitching for now. I'm gonna walk along there. I'm gonna grab a few more shots, and then I'll come back, grab a sandwich, and we'll wrap up. So on we go. Cheese and ham sandwiches, Ribena. Snacks of the gods. If you're of a certain age, you might recall a movie called The Princess Bride, and if so, you might like to know that one of the scenes was filmed right here. I know the wind did change direction, and it's clearly like swirling around, and because of that now on all of the, if you will, walls of where we're shooting. There's now that haze, that low cloud really is what it is. So we're encircled by it. It's not good. I just thought I'd share it. Although having said that, it won't show on the video, but there is the hanging clouds, as I like to think of them, going across the valley there where we've got the wall of rocks. The hanging cloud is drifting across, and it looks quite pretty. Not something I think I can photograph. It would need to be a little bit whiter, a bit more highlighted to capture it. But you know, there you go. Just thought I'd share the Peak District with you. Yeah, getting a little bit of rain now. I think the bad weather's closing in for sure, and I'm going to wrap in a second, but still taking a few shots, taking advantage of the haze. I'm going to do this shot of the pointy rock, nice little bit of foreground there, some heather either side of it, so kind of keeping in theme of the day, I guess. And probably my last shot, we'll see, but yeah, here goes. I did promise more information about how I'm shooting as well as what I'm shooting and why I'm shooting it. So I've been mostly on between 60 and 125ths of a second because it's windy, because I've done some handheld, which I am right now. And if it's windy, you're going to get grass blowing and it can be awkward. So the other thing is, I've been on multi-shot, so it takes a couple of shots in, you can sit on a rock, takes a couple of shots in rapid succession, so there's a better chance of me capturing that image without things waving in front of it. F8, mostly F8, it's been good for me. I've had to raise the ISO to do all these, the higher shutter speed, and that tighter aperture means that the ISO's had to go up, and I know it's against the law in a lot of places, but sometimes we just bend the rules, don't we? That's why we're mavericks. And that's about it really. I don't think you need to know anything else. I've not used manual focus. I've been auto-focusing most of it, which is very lazy of me. Normally I do manual, but you know, let's tell the truth while we're out here, else what's the point? And that's it. And I'll tell you what, I would recommend this walk right now. It was pretty easy. Now don't get me wrong, you've got to climb up some rocks. It's not mountain climbing, you know, you don't need to be a goat, but if you've got poorly knees, dodgy feet, anything like that, then no. I think you could possibly come across from Higator this way. I don't know what the walk down is like, so I'm going to recommend this as it stands, just for people who you know, can climb up rocks basically. But once you get up here, all of this heather and fern and the rocks, they look wonderful. I really missed out not coming up here last year. I'm glad I have done this year, thanks to Craig making me come up. Definitely worth it. You should do this if you are able. I would recommend it right now. And today, gloomy, very gloomy weather. I don't see it changing, not while we're going to be here anyway. But yeah, this is a really good little place to come, and I think you could happily spend a morning here as we have done and get some good shots. And do you know what, also just sit down and soak it up. It's great, absolutely great. Very quiet. There's only been Craig been up here. I think one lady hiker came by. That was it. That's all we've seen all morning. It's been really nice. So have you had a good day?
Yeah, very good, very good. I've just seen up there, it's been disappointing, no light.
Yeah.
Good to catch up,
Yeah.
but good to really cement this location for the future, that we know if we do come, when we've got light, there's just loads of opportunity.
Yeah,
all the way along. It's nice and small, it's not a big area you've got to...
No, we often do this, and we find these little places that we know, okay, we may not get the best shots, but we know there's going to be potential for them in the future. To be honest, I've enjoyed this today anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping when I get home I've got some good shots, else it's going to be a pretty crap video. But the pudding factor 5 cloud has just been...
That's followed you, basically.
One of those things you got to deal with, you know what I mean? It's just... But it isn't the death of photography, is it? You know, if you've got your one day off, this is your one day off.
3 days.
Okay.
One of three.
Oh, right. I
It's
mean,
main day for photography.
well, when it was nice yesterday, you were working, right?
Yeah.
Well, calm down then. So, so to come out, and you've got to make the most of it. Come out anyway, even if it's just, you've seen me do recce's, just maybe not in the mood for doing a vlog, but then I've gone out on a reconnaissance and visited some places, just done the walk, done the work really, to find somewhere that when that weather hits, if I get lucky, we're going to get the shots. And it's great, absolutely great to do it. This is really good though. I've got everyone goes up to Higator, don't they?
Yeah.
That's where they go. And to me, all that is that it's the sunrise shot. I think that's it, isn't it? I mean, it's all very well, but this, I mean, I guess because of the purple, the heather sells it, let's face it. As soon as we came over there, we were like, oh, that's nice.
You've just got so many options though.
Yeah, all these rocks are fabulous. It reminds me a little bit of the Roaches, which I'm bound to sing the song about, but it reminds me of the Roaches in that all these rocks offer you character. And do you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I actually think these are better for compositions than my rocks over at the Roaches.
Yeah.
Just the way they're spread, the shapes.
There's a nice grouping. And
Yeah.
when you have got the light, it comes here.
Yeah.
Down and it lights up Higator.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well,
We've got to do this again. It wasn't a tough trek to get up, although you did complain quite a bit, didn't you?
I think it was.
No,
that was.
no, it wasn't too bad. Going down is going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
We should probably make our way, shouldn't we? Anyway, we're going to wrap up and
there's
then.
a few more shots here.
Oh, there you go. The pro.
I
Yeah.
just took this one here. Look.
Yeah.
Just that splash of colour in the heather.
Oh yeah, lovely. Really boring. I did promise more information about how I'm shooting as well as what I'm shooting and why I'm shooting it. So I've been mostly on between 60 and 125ths of a second because it's windy, because I've done some handheld, which I am right now. And if it's windy, you're going to get grass blowing and it can be awkward. So the other thing is I've been on multi-shot, so it takes a couple of shots in rapid, can sit on a rock, takes a couple of shots in rapid succession, so there's a better chance of me capturing that image without things waving in front of it. F8 mostly, F8, it's been good for me. I've had to raise the ISO to do all these, the higher shutter speed, and that tighter aperture means that the ISO's had to go up, and I know it's against the law in a lot of places, but sometimes we just bend the rules, don't we? That's why we're mavericks. And that's about it really. I don't think you need to know anything else. I've not used manual focus. I've been auto-focusing most of it, which is very lazy of me. Normally I do manual, but you know, let's tell the truth while we're out here, else what's the point? And that's it. And I'll tell you what, I would recommend this walk right now. It was pretty easy. Now don't get me wrong, you've got to climb up some rocks. It's not mountain climbing, you know, you don't need to be a goat, but if you've got poorly knees, dodgy feet, anything like that, then no. I think you could possibly come across from Higator this way. I don't know what the walk down is like, so I'm going to recommend this as it stands, just for people who you know, can climb up rocks basically. But once you get up here, all of this heather and fern and the rocks, they look wonderful. I really missed out not coming up here last year. I'm glad I have done this year, thanks to Craig making me come up. Definitely worth it. You should do this if you are able. I would recommend it right now. And today, gloomy, very gloomy weather. I don't see it changing, not while we're going to be here anyway. But yeah, this is a really good little place to come, and I think you could happily spend a morning here as we have done and get some good shots. And do you know what, also just sit down and soak it up. It's great, absolutely great. Very quiet. There's only been Craig been up here. I think one lady hiker came by. That was it. That's all we've seen all morning. It's been really nice. I'm going to wrap it here. Hopefully you've enjoyed the images and you've enjoyed this. I don't say this often, but I'll say it now. If you could like, share and subscribe, or even if you don't do any of those, if you just subscribe so it shows people that there's interest in the channel, and then obviously watch the stuff I throw up. I'm really appreciative of that. I've been Ed Skelton. Hopefully you've had fun. I will see you for the next one.